Hey guys, how are you all doing? I'm pretty well. Haven't heard anything back from the Popo yet. They said sort of wait a couple of weeks, but I'm not really expecting much. They haven't even asked for the footage yet, so thanks, love. But yeah, that's to be expected. I mean, the police are pretty hopeless nowadays. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something pretty interesting. Uber have lost their license to operate in London. And this is like big news, because 3.5 million people in London are signed up to Uber. That's a third of London's population. We have 9 million people here. 3.5 million people are signed up to Uber in London. There is 40,000 drivers and also tens of thousands of rides every single day. So if Uber do lose their license and lose the appeal to keep their license, this is big news. Now, as it stands, they're about to have their sort of stopgap temporary license expire. You see, they originally applied for a 5-year license, and TfL gave them a license for 4 months. That's Transport for London. I've got a front brake squeak right now. It's really annoying. I think I've got some shit in the pads I need to clear up. Yeah, TfL gave them a license for 4 months while they sort of ummed and ahed over whether they were going to give them this 5-year license or not. And it came out yesterday that TfL are not going to give them the 5-year license. Now, their stopgap license expires at the end of the month. But because they've been denied a new license, they have 21 days to appeal the decision. And while the appeal is going on, they can continue to operate as normal. And this appeal looks like it could go on for quite a while. No one really knows how long, but it looks like Uber are free to operate for now, fairly unrestrictedly. But if they do lose that appeal, that's it. No Uber in London. Or is it? You see, because Coventry also don't allow Uber to operate there. Coventry haven't issued Uber with a license. And also, ignore that brake squeal. I know it's annoying. It will be sorted soon. So yeah, Uber don't have a license to operate in Coventry yet. I'm pretty sure you can still go out on the streets of Coventry, open up the app and find cabs. Because all of the drivers in Coventry aren't actually from Coventry. They're from the neighbouring sort of cities where they have got a license and they've driven into Coventry, where they can still accept fares and accept rides. So I assume that a similar thing, if Uber do lose their license to operate in London, will happen in London. A load of Uber drivers who live just outside of the M25, where Uber is licensed to operate, will just drive into London. I mean, I would. It means that there's going to be significantly less cars in London, and the price is probably going to surge a bit, but the demand's still going to be here. I mean, 40,000 cab drivers are going to disappear overnight. There isn't an alternative ride-hailing app. As far as I know, Lyft don't really operate in any decent capacity in London. And the black taxis here are a rip-off. So all of the drivers from just outside London are going to flock in. Perhaps there'll only be 5, 10, 15,000 of them. But the ones who do are going to flog into where the demand's the most, which is the actual city of London. London's big, you see. Uber have lost their license to operate within the M25. That includes me out here in the sticks. I mean, does this look very London-y to you? Does this look very busy? It isn't. London's a big place. And I'm on the outskirts of it. I won't be able to pick up an Uber anymore, but I'm pretty sure that if you go into central London, you'll definitely be able to pick up an Uber. But anyway, you're probably wondering, why do I care? Why does a motorcyclist care who can filter and have their own transport whenever they want? Well, back before I had a bike, I actually used Uber quite a lot, and also in the two main periods I was without a bike, when recently this broke down, and also after a crash on my last bike, I was using Uber loads. And it's a great bloody app. It's a great service. Absolutely nothing compares to the ability of just being able to pull out your phone and just click a button, and no matter where you are in the world, just have a car pull up to you in a couple minutes. Now, Uber's faced quite a lot of hostility in London from what we call black cab drivers. They're the people who drive London's sort of famous taxi cab things, the big diesel guzzling fat cabs that run on a meter that go up like 20 pence every bloody femtosecond, and refuse to go south of the river and spout bile about how a GPS isn't as good as they are, and all of that kind of shit. God, I don't need to rev anymore. I can just use my brakes to alert people of my presence when filtering. It's great. I'll tell you what, man, no black cab and no Toyota Prius can beat that. Go, go, go. Right. But yeah, I mean, not all black cab drivers are cunts, but they have a very cuntish reputation with Londoners. They'll refuse to go south of the river, they'll tell you that their card machine is broken so that they can take cash. Crap like that. Oh, fuck. I thought this allowed motorcycles. Oh well. Oh wait, it's probably not even like bus lane hours. Loads of people are in it. Let's see. I just assumed because there's traffic that the bus lane's in force. But there were loads of cars in it. Yeah, it's about the same now anyway. Thanks, pal. Now, you see, the one advantage that black cabs had over mini cabs, and I say had because they fucking don't have it anymore, was something called the fucking move. Something called the knowledge. It's like the tests and proof that you have to do to become a black cab driver. It's the difference between being a taxi driver and being a mini cab driver. It's what lets you pick up people off the street instead of having to do pre-booked only. It's what sort of a load of people were saying is the difference between the two. And what the knowledge is basically knowing roads. I mean, yeah, it might have been a good skill in like the fucking 80s, back when we were all living in the dark ages, but nowadays sat-navs exist, and I'd fucking bet that it's better than this knowledge bullshit. It takes like 3.5 years to complete, and you have to like be a fucking human A to Z and know all the little roads and all the little shortcuts. Well, I mean, I hate to break it to you, mate, but there are fucking... there's an app now, it's called Waze, and I think it's fucking better than your, like, knowledge bullshit, because it knows all the roads. It also knows when there's traffic on roads, because it's monitoring all the phones on the road and how fast they're going. It knows when there's accidents. It knows when... I'll let you out. Sorry. Yeah, it knows when there's accidents. It knows when there's events. It knows when roads are shut. It knows when there are temporary traffic lights or diversions. It can tell you where the speed cameras are. That's better than your fucking poxy ass knowledge. The knowledge is basically importing a to Z into your head, and A to Zs are shit. So, yes, okay, I can respect that it took you a lot of effort, but what you've done is a memory trick. What I've done is have a piece of technology that can beat your memory trick. I'm sorry about that. I know it took you a few years to do. Now you see, these black cabs don't like Uber because it beats them at their own game. They don't like anything new. They even hated card readers coming in because it stopped them fiddling with their taxes. You see, they especially hate Uber because it nips them in their one advantage. You see, even minicabs back in 2008 had the advantage of the sat-nav, so all of the cab's advantage there just evaporated. But they still had one advantage, and that was the convenience. Say, you could just hail a black cab by sticking your arm out, and one would pull up, and that was it. No having to go through a phone book to find the nearest little cab company and then telling them where you were and saying, oh, we can't get a cab out for an hour. No dodgily hailing a minicab off the street, which is illegal. None of that bullshit. You just stuck your hand out, you got a cab, even if it did like cost you a stupid amount of money, it was always there. Uber, just take your phone out, you press a button, cab pulls up, and that's what they hate. See, now there's literally no reason to get a London taxi unless you are A, rich, or B, a tourist and coming here just to see one just because it's part of London. And unfortunately, that's all it is. I don't see why they can't continue like that and just get into that market. But they don't want to. And it's actually funny because all these black cabs started really getting their knickers in a twist about Uber. They started scaremongering, they started saying that if you get an Uber you're going to be raped in it, you're going to be assaulted, there's no accountability. I'll tell you what, man, if I like lose something in an Uber, like say I leave my bag in an Uber or my camera or something along the lines of that, I can go on my app, I can see the driver's registration number, I can see their TfL registration details, I can see exactly what route they took me on, I can see their face, all of it. And I can file in with Uber and say, oh, I left my thing in here, I want it back. And because the cab driver knows that all of those details are mine, they ain't going to try and pocket it. In a black cab, I leave my phone in there, it's gone, mate. I mean, you don't know who you rode with, you don't know where they took you, you don't know anything other than what the back of their bald head looks like. Right? That's all you know. You know that they're bald and they support Aston Villa. That's it. Fucking hell, I made a football joke. Now, when I say that these cab drivers got vicious and got really bloody knickers in a twist, throwing a fucking massive hissy fit over Uber, I ain't exaggerating. For example, and this is just how like old and antiquated and stupid they are. They decided famously to hold a protest of Uber. You may think, oh, what, they had a walk to Parliament, maybe held some placards up. No. What they'd done was they all got in their diesel guzzling, big ass black cabs and they drove into the centre of London and then they stopped and refused to move. And at this point, Uber was actually not that well known in London. And all these black cabs had given Uber the best news story they could possibly have, because it was getting the name Uber out there. And Uber actually saw an 8 times increase in downloads because of this, because all these cabs were a hissy fit and then done something to make the general public hate them. That's how fucking like retarded these people are. And just for the record, I ain't talking about individuals here, I'm talking about the group mentality. I know that probably there's a metric shit ton of these drivers who are lovely. Oh, you beautiful, beautiful beetle. Thanks, man! Fucking hell. Oh, and I know that I'm exaggerating for comedic effect here. I mean, there are good and bads on all sides, but these people have just been throwing a hissy fit for ages. They've been riling up the public, making you think that you're going to get raped if you get in an Uber for some reason. It's just not true. I've gotten in Ubers loads of times. I've not had one bad experience at all. Another thing that these guys constantly say is that Uber aren't fair to its drivers. It's slave labour. They treat their drivers like shit. And the reason they say this is because Uber doesn't actually employ its drivers. Its drivers are self-employed. Uber just provides a service that links drivers with passengers. And because of this, it means that Uber drivers don't get sick pay, they don't get health benefits or any stuff like that. And I know in America, saying that you don't get health benefits is like saying that you have a death sentence, but here in the UK we have an NHS. So we don't need to worry about going bankrupt because our government is too selfish to worry about looking after its citizens and looking after the citizens' health. Just throwing that in there. So yeah, Uber get all this rap for being an inhumane sort of employer, but if you actually speak to an Uber driver, they love this self-employed model because it means that they can just log on whenever they want. They can see, oh, there's a lot of people who want to ride right now. I'm just going to, and I'm working, and then just press a button. I'm not working. They don't have fixed hours, so they can take a holiday whenever they want. They don't have to worry about whether the boss is going to give them the overtime that they need this month, because they can just work. If they want, they could work 12-hour shifts every single day and rake in some extra cash, or they can work a couple hours here and there on the side while having your main job and earn a little bit of money that way. Oh fuck, I think I'm in an average zone. Better slow down a bit just in case. I actually tweeted out asking you guys whether you think Uber's good or bad, because I know I have a bit of a skewed opinion on it. And 75% of you said, yeah, Uber's good. And 25% of you said, no, I don't like Uber. Oh, and also one of you said that you didn't really give a shit. Which is fair enough, and made me chuckle. snap. Cheers, bud. Ah, get out of the fucking road. Ah. So yeah, I mean, the general consensus of Uber is that they are pretty good. I think Londoners are just sick of being ripped off by these black cabs, and we're appalled that Transport for London has given in to their scaremongering and lobbying and other such bullshit. But anyway, that's my opinion. I've probably rambled on for too long, and I've also probably missed stuff out. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I also wanted to ask you guys, I filmed a video while I was down sort of on my way to the Isle of Wight, because I spent some time down there. It was a green laning video it was a pretty cracking one as well. And if you're not going to merge, I fucking will. You've been fucking trying to merge, so like, what are you doing? I was waiting for him to merge. I had every opportunity to, but I didn't want to get sideswiped by him. I'm just going to keep going all the way up to the bus stop before I bother to merge. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I filmed quite a good video down in Portsmouth, and it was a green laning video, and it was a heck of a lot of fun. But the camera angle was fucked. On the drifts, you have the rotatable camera lens, and I put it off kilter. It was fucked. And normally, if it was just a normal vlog, I'd go out and refilm that, but it's not exactly like I can go back to Portsmouth. But so yeah, I don't know. Do I release that or not? You guys let me know. I had a fucking hell of a time making that video, and I think it would be a bit of a shame not to edit and upload it, but I thought I'd ask you guys, so tell me down below. Also, hello again to all of you new guys. I think we're in our 120, 130 now. I appreciate every single one of you. It's great. I hope you enjoyed the 100 subscriber special. I actually was really chuffed with you guys' response to that. I was like, not expecting that, because to me that was just something I threw together really quickly, because I wasn't expecting 100 subscribers to come so quickly. Obviously the premises shout out really helped with that, and so yeah, I had to make something quite quickly, which I thought might have been a bit rushed, but you guys loved it. I even got asked, wow, you have real skills in cinematography if you made that yourself, and I was well chuffed with that. That's like the highest praise you can get. So yeah, thanks so much for that. It really made me feel good about what I'm doing. I actually had a target of getting 100 subscribers by the end of the year when I set out. I know you don't focus on numbers and stuff like that, but it would have just been, well, you know, are people watching? Kind of, I'm not going to make these videos if people aren't going to watch them. I'll just talk to myself. But no, you guys are watching, and you guys are liking and engaged in my tweets, and it's great. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I've been Moto594, and I'll catch you around. Bye. Whoa, chitty chitty bang bang. Also, fuck you, Skoda.